not as many as were needed, but it was the most bipartisan impeachment trial vote in history, which I think really underscores how much backlash President Trump got for his role in that rally that preceded the insurrection on Capitol Hill just a month ago in Washington. So it really, I think, spoke volumes to how Republicans, or some Republicans at least, felt about President Trump's role in that. It was interesting because Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell obviously voted to acquit, but turned around right after the vote and really went after President Trump, said he was practically and morally responsible for the attack on the Capitol. So clearly, a lot of Republicans, like Senator McConnell, very much walking a very fine line, looking out for their political future as Republicans and Democrats face a very tight midterm election next year.
A very conflicting process for many. Can you tell us more about the 7 Republican senators who voted against Donald Trump? Did any come as a surprise to you?
Absolutely. So to start with, Bill Cassidy, a senator from Louisiana, absolutely came as a surprise. For the most part, he has sided with President Trump throughout his presidency, maybe occasionally being a critic, but that was definitely a surprise. Richard Burr from North Carolina, although he is not running for re-election after his term ends, that also became as a bit of a surprise. The other senators like Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Mitt Romney, who notably voted to convict President Trump during his first impeachment trial, they were expected to vote to convict as well. But I think it speaks volumes that only Murkowski is up for re-election next year, and she is a very popular figure in Alaska. So it's very unlikely that she'll face a lot of backlash compared to someone like Bill Cassidy in Louisiana, who's already been censured by the state's Republican Party.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Now, in his statement after the vote, what was Donald Trump alluding to when he said, "In the months ahead, I have much to share with you"?
Well, we don't really know, and it's going to be interesting to see how he shares that and how he's able to communicate. We've only gotten these statements from President Trump because Twitter, his much preferred platform, was obviously taken away from him earlier this year after the Capitol Hill attack. So we don't know how that's necessarily going to be communicated, but whether it's going to be in accordance with the Republican Party. Look, President Trump still very much has a firm grip on the Republican Party. Even though he lost the election last November, a lot of Republicans still feel quite a bit of loyalty to him. So we don't know if he's going to go his own way or stay within the Republican Party. He's getting conflicting messages from Republican leaders. McConnell very much lashing out at him the other day, whereas House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy made the trip down to Florida to visit President Trump to meet with him, discussing a path forward for House elections in the future.
So do you think he will help Republicans try to take control of the House and Senate in the 2022 midterm elections?
It's very possible. However, I don't think he'll necessarily help all Republicans. I think he's going to really help Republicans who are in these very deeply conservative pro-Trump districts. A district like Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene in northern Georgia. She's obviously made a lot of bigoted and racist remarks in the past, and President Trump really has shown no sign of condemning her, whereas she has very much tied herself to him, saying that President Trump literally owns the party. So I could definitely see him helping these very deeply conservative members. However, for those House members that voted to impeach President Trump, like Liz Cheney in Wyoming, Adam Kinzinger in Illinois, I don't see any coordination there.
Julia, Manchester, always great to get your thought. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.